Good morning and good afternoon. In this video, we're going to cover creating an adapter from SupportAssist Enterprise 4.x to Openmanage Enterprise. The advantage of using this adapter is it will pull the inventory from the customer's Openmanage Enterprise appliance and pull it into SupportAssist Enterprise. This makes managing devices simpler and easier on the customer, as they only have to manage devices from a single console. In order to add devices into SupportAssist using this adapter, there are a couple of requirements. There is one requirement in Openmanage Enterprise, and that is that you must have the Openmanage Enterprise appliance set for using the iDRAC hostname as opposed to the system hostname. So you go to Application Settings, Console Preferences, and Discovery Settings, and by default it is set to use the system hostname. You will need to change it to use the iDRAC hostname. Click on Apply, and then we can go look at the devices and confirm that the name is now the name of the iDRAC, not the system hostname. Once that change has been applied, that's the only requirement in Openmanage Enterprise. The other requirements are in SupportAssist Enterprise, and that is that you must have credentials configured and you must have a credential profile configured for the devices that you plan to add using this adapter. For the sake of this video, we are only adding iDRACs, so I'm going to create a credential for my iDRACs. I'm going to select iDRAC, and in this case it will be root and Calvin. I will click Save, and then we will need to create a credential profile for Openmanage Enterprise to use. I create profile. I'm going to name it Openmanage Enterprise. I'm going to choose the device types that I'm going to be adding, and for the sake of this video, I'm going to only be adding iDRACs. In a customer environment, if you were adding multiple device types such as chassis or hypervisors or other solutions, you could add those here once you had credentials created. So I'm going to click Save, and now I have an Openmanage Enterprise credential profile that I can use with the adapter to Openmanage Enterprise. So the next step will be to go to Manage Adapters, and we're going to set up this adapter. We're going to click Openmanage Enterprise. We're going to choose the IP address of our Openmanage Enterprise appliance. We will need the credentials for that appliance so that it can connect to it. We're going to choose the profile that we just created. And the last step would be the device inventory schedule. So this is going to be configurable by the customer. It can be changed after the fact. And what this does is it determines how often the adapter will synchronize with Openmanage Enterprise to either bring in new devices that have been added to Openmanage Enterprise or remove devices that have been removed from Openmanage Enterprise. So this is configurable by the customer, and it can be changed in the future by editing the adapter as customer needs change. I'm going to leave it set for every 12 hours. I'm going to click OK, and you'll see here that it is creating the Openmanage adapter. It is making a connection to the Openmanage appliance. As we discussed, there are a couple of advantages to using this adapter. One of them is it's easier for the customer to manage his environment with Openmanage Enterprise and SupportAssist, as they will only need to add devices to the Openmanage Enterprise appliance, and then this adapter will synchronize the two together and add or remove devices as they've been added or removed from Openmanage Enterprise. So it's especially more efficient for medium to large size customers who are either adding devices, removing devices, or have a lot of devices in their environment. This makes it simpler and easier as they only have to add the devices manually to one console. The other advantage that this has is the alerting functionality. Using the adapter connects to Openmanage Enterprise every 5 minutes and requests the alerts that have come into Openmanage Enterprise. Again, the advantage here is that SNMP traps from the devices being monitored in the environment only have to be configured to send their traps to Openmanage Enterprise, and this adapter will connect to Openmanage Enterprise and receive those alerts. It happens on a 5-minute interval, and what it does is it first connects to Openmanage Enterprise and requests a timestamp. Once it's received the timestamp, it requests any alerts that were received during the last 5-minute period. Openmanage Enterprise will take those alerts and send those traps to SupportAssist for SupportAssist to process. Once processed, if the alert is a case creation type alert, it will then create a case on the back end and reach out to the customer, as SupportAssist is designed to do. So you'll notice here that the adapter has finished. It's showing 2 managed devices, showing the console version is 3.4.0, and it is in a connected state. This connected state means that it is polling to make sure it's able to stay connected, and it is requesting the alerts as they come in from Openmanage Enterprise on the 5-minute interval. What we can do is look at our managed devices, and we can see that it pulled these 2 devices in. It will show us what the devices are, and then it also shows us here that the monitoring is being done by the console that we are connected to. In this case, that would be the Openmanage Enterprise appliance that we pulled these devices from. That concludes this video and how to create an adapter from SupportAssist Enterprise 4.0 to Openmanage Enterprise. Thank you.